Are you using exact match keywords in Google Ads and expecting them to do what they say they should do? Be exact. I'm Max from Snowball Creations, and I will be showing you how unexact the exact match keyword has become in the world of Google Ads, and how this could be losing you an absolute ton of ad spend every month that passes. If you're running Google Ads right now and spending anything under around 50,000 a month, this is vital to understand to make sure you have efficient and effective campaigns. I'm going to focus on some real-world examples to start with and show you how you could be showing up for hundreds of irrelevant search terms which are wasting your budget. So what is exact match? Let's start there. Historically, exact match was exact. So if someone typed in a phrase like paid media agency, you would only show up for paid media agency, and that's it. Then Google introduced phrase and broad match, and these allowed for a lot more flexibility. Phrase, of course, was the phrase used in other parts of different sentences. So paid media agency could be like top paid media agency. So that would be phrase match. And then broad was even broader than that. If you are assuming that exact match gives you this kind of close, tight, focused approach that it used to, then you are very likely spending on a lot of clicks that are not getting you conversions, and so wasting a large percentage of your ad budget. Most people really do not realize how far this has gone. This is vital stuff to understand, so let's dig into it and show you what's really happening within your Google Ads account. So this first one is an e-commerce brand. They are selling a variety of different types of table legs. So we have one keyword here, which is literally table legs. So if I click on this, it's a really great thing to do is come in here and then hit search terms on that particular single keyword. So then we can see, what are we showing up for with table legs? Well, if it was exact match and it acted exactly, you might expect there's not too many. The reality is there are 214 different searches that we're showing up for this single keyword. So you can see table legs, that is the big one. We're spending the most on that, which is great, but there's also table leg, individual. That might not seem like a big deal, but even in this case, it can be. Someone buying one table leg, well, maybe this company doesn't offer that. So that's an important difference. Table feet. So feet is different to legs. Feet could be the base of the leg, for example, and so the intention might be different there. In this case, the click-through rate on feet is actually only 1%, whereas table legs is 6% and legs for tables 8%, etc. So this kind of actually points to this, that the intention behind an individual table leg or a table foot is actually quite different, and the click-through rate represents that. Also by the fact that in this case, the conversion rate on these other two is okay, but on these two, it's actually not, that they've not had any sales. So this proves really that you've actually got a huge variety of searches showing up for this particular one, and they do vary. Even if Google thinks they're the same, they're not necessarily the same. Let's go into another example. So this is a company that does courses around medical professions. So free CNA practice test is the keyword. And in this case, there are 183 different searches for free CNA practice test. And let's get to the worst of the worst. This is the third example. This company is to do with verifying email lists. So we put a keyword in which was email list verification. So let's have a guess at how many this is showing up for. 1,603 different searches. That is absolutely wild. That is so broad for an exact match keyword. Like, come on, Google, like this is laughably distant. This is reinventing what the English language even means. Email list verification, is that the same as verified email, or check an email address, or check if an email is valid? Email list verification is not even in the top section. So when we run a keyword and we say, no, Google, please, exact match, only run on that one thing, they just completely go off on their own way, even in this tightest version of what Google Ads should be. So this is really important to understand, because if you think you can just run a search campaign and put some exact match keywords in and have it run on just those keywords, well, you're in for a horrible surprise and you are going to be wasting a whole lot of money. So a lot of people say to me that they'd love to have Google just set up and run, but that just sadly is not the case. So why does this matter that there's 1,600, for example, on this particular case? Well, this matters when you have small budgets or small amounts of data. People think that you can just depend on the machine to understand things, but ChatGPT is extremely intelligent because it has insane amounts of data behind it. Whereas if we only know 1 or 2 people who have purchased in the last 30 days, well then we don't have a good data set, and so the algorithm will not do a good job. And so when you have 1,600 different search results from one keyword, well then you're leaving Google to try and figure that out for you if you're not doing it yourself. And so realistically, you're going to be wasting so much money, like some of these examples I've shown you, where so many of these searches are just not good for this particular company. And so what ultimately is the answer to this? The answer is managing this regularly. At the beginning especially, you want to be coming in daily and checking the search terms report and use negative keywords to block huge numbers of these. There is a more advanced way to deal with this, which we're leaning towards more and more as an agency, especially with smaller clients, which is scripts. So negative keyword scripts, which means that you can automatically be defending yourself against this torrent of search terms that comes in and try to have a more efficient account. So these negative keyword scripts, we're using them more and more and more. We actually have a really unique way of doing that, which I'm going to be doing another video about just next week. I promise this is going to make a big difference to your business and the Google Ads accounts that you are going to be running. It's really important to make an efficient account when you're spending anything under 30, 40K. When you get to bigger budgets, fair enough, you want to let Google have some more space. But in most people watching this video's case, it's actually about efficiency rather than scale and kind of fancy automations. I hope you find this useful. I hope this exact match kind of deep dive was of interest. If it was, like I say, please do subscribe. It makes me so happy. This is still a very young channel and I'm trying my best to invest into it. And every time someone subscribes, it makes me more encouraged to keep working at it. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one.